Right. Okay, let me get the chat up. Just check the audio. I think we should be okay. Let's have a look. How's that sound? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all those things that go along with this time of the year. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all those things that go along with this time of the year. I'm terrible at knowing these things. That sounds fine. Okay. All right. Hi, Nick. Good to see you, my friend. First on the chat. Yeah. Whew. Feel like a lot's going on at the moment. Hey, Johnny. Mark, good to see you. Yes, we've got a few things to look at today. Some news, a little bit about what I've been up to, and then I thought I'd do something a bit different. So I've bought the latest version of Blood Bowl. I haven't opened it yet. It came today. I'm going to open it out and have a look at that. Hopefully that will be entertaining. And I am also going to do a playthrough of... Well, I'm going to start Caverns of the Snow Witch, which is a fighting fantasy book. I think most of you will know what fighting fantasy is. If you don't, it's a game book. You turn to a number, read an entry, and then you turn to another number. It's like a narrative. Vincent, Matt, Jeff, thanks for your email, Jeff. I sent you back a little thing saying there's loads to come. So thank you for all the work you've done so far. Hopefully I put thank you in it. You've done a lot of work. Lots of people have done some amazing work. Hi, Jim. Good to see you. Good. Good, yes. Well, naturally, I mean, as you saw in my update, I'll go through the update in a sec. We can have a little chat about the next week or so and some of the work that I've done already today and this week, where we're at, how it's moving. It's all going very well at the moment, so I think we're on course. Part of that is because I've kind of tried to keep my head down a little bit, maybe less posts on Facebook, potentially trying to spend less time in the mornings doing admin so I can get onto the nitty gritty. Daniel, good to see you. I appreciate that some people might not be able to get here today because it's pretty near Christmas and people may be heading out to families and travelling and doing all that sort of thing. So, you know, don't worry. You can always watch the video back afterwards. That's the good thing about YouTube. The building cards look great already. Envisioning a physical card add-on to this Kickstarter. So these building cards are included in the cards for the this edition. So this expansion. So the cards that are already there. So they're part of this. I kind of always included those in the numbers. So these will be part of 2D6 Realm. The game cards for 2D6 Realm. Julian, good to see you. Thanks for your comments on the Kickstarter, Julian. You might want to leave it just a little bit longer until you mark the next stretch goal, because sometimes the very nature of Kickstarter, it does go back a little bit sometimes. I laughed when you put it on there. Pass on a stretch goal. I looked at it and it had gone back. Always give it just a little bit longer before you because people change, you know. Hello from Southwest Moyav. Is that right? Did I say that? Moyav? I don't know. Mojar? Sorry, Mark. You've just thrown that on there because you knew I wouldn't be able to read it. Is that Canada? Mojave? Mojave. Okay. Nice. There's I've got my translators in there. Fantastic. Well done, guys. So let's have a look at. I put the weekly update out, which I'm finding very useful to sort of channel some information. Hopefully, keep people up to date with what's going on. So I'll go over that now. So we've got. We've basically got. I'm continuing work on the land type encounter tables. That's really important. As I was saying before, that's the key tables that you'll be rolling on and reading from, and then following the narrative that they lead you to around all the stuff that you build and make and decide to do yourself. But interestingly, yesterday I was writing it, and I felt like, okay, we've got the quests, but maybe for the land we need something bigger, more encompassing. How can we draw the adventurers into the legend, the lore, the story of the land? So I'll hold that thought a minute, because I can see John, how you doing, John? Can see you. Hi from Australia. The cards look great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, John. They are. I've tried to make them quite different from the creature cards, so they stand out when you're separating your cards out. They've got like a landscape on them. I'll talk about these in a minute, because I've got a few questions that I'd like to ask people when they look at those. They're slightly the wrong proportions. I'm going to correct that. They need to be slightly narrower and taller. I don't know why this particular scroll background I'd created was the wrong proportions, and it's not poker card size, but it will be when it's finished. So the legends. Let's go back to Johnny. Good to see you. So the quests I felt were good for the dungeon, and there's still quests overland. Okay, but legends sounded like something that could really kind of impressive. I thought we need something bigger. I like the lore card ideas. Thank you, Jason. So, Legends of the Heartland is a new section I've put into the rules, and because as I was saying, I've weaved the characters into the storyline. So what I thought was, right, and it's kind of, there are many, and I'm going to read you this little bit of script here. There are many legends that are woven into the landscape of Heartland. Some are fragile memories that linger in the minds of the oldest residents, and others are actual stories that have forged some aspect of the land or tell the story of a person or peoples. A few have left their traces in the land, and you may encounter something of their presence when exploring the landscape. When this happens, ancient powers can manifest, or specific artifacts may serve to complete a task that in turn places the adventurer in the narrative of the legend. And so I've come up with this I thought, right, so there are sort of artifacts that can be found within the landscape. And the reason why I felt like I needed to do this was because as I was writing the tables, I wanted to be able to put those artifacts into the stuff that you find, the treasure tables, the encounter tables, pull those all together. And it just seemed to make sense that I wanted something bigger. I'm always wanting to add more, but it has to be within the parameters that I think we're kind of coming on to now. From 2D6 Dungeon, we've got this premise of the tables and the way they lead the narrative, and it has to, the new stuff for 2D6 Realm has to kind of fall into that and fall into line, if you like. So the first legend is called the Legend of the Bloodless Seers. It sees the players able to find the vials of blood. So they're going to get these vials of blood. They're going to find it. It's going to be marked with a name, or maybe a symbol that represents the name. I haven't decided yet. But that is then, you can then take these vials and pour them onto the graves that you find. Hey Scott, good to see you. Jason. Oh yeah, I've said Jason already. And they find the so you find this grave or monument, and there may be the burial, and it's one of these grey not cardinals. They're one of the order, and they basically, so you pour the blood onto these mounds, and then the mound disappears and it becomes part of the land again, and you've sort of released one of these bloodless seers to try and contact Caladir, the creator god of the world. So it's quite a big kind of narrative, and I want to draw people into that side of things and make it quite exciting. These are quite hard to bring to bring to fruition. You may never do this particular quest, but it's there in the background, and there's going to be other legends like this you can tap into through having particular items that you find, or magic that you manage to cast, or runes that you reveal. So maybe that is the case. So are the vials going to be items found in the exploration tables, or will they be in the dungeons? They're in the land, so they're not down in the dungeons. They're from the Grey Order, which was originally founded to try and kind of resuscitate, if you like, the belief in Caladir, who disappears from the land after the creation process. And they perform this ritual where they give some of their blood, and they place it in stone bottles and put it into like a standing stone, but it doesn't work, and then they disperse and they die and they perish, but their legacy lingers on through this blood that is found and then is worshipped as artifacts by the remaining Grey Order and the bound friars. So there's a whole thing going on in the background. It's just one side of the lore. One of my favourite quests in Elder Scrolls 4 was the Knights of the Nine. It was so steeped in background and lore, it made the world feel more ancient and historical. Johnny, thank you for that. That is a really good point. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I with these stories. I kind of almost hesitate a little bit because I don't want to make it too complex. I don't want people to be too bogged down in the lore to be in a position to where they can actually explore the game and know what's going on. So it is tricky, but I think with these legends it allows for a strict focus on a particular part of the history, and then you'll find an object and it will say in the text, refer to the legend of the Bloodless Seers, and you can go and read that then. You don't necessarily have to read it beforehand. In fact, you may prefer not to. It might be something that and there'll be like spoiler things. If you read this, you may feel that it's reveals too much, if you get my gist. Copper Mutant, good to see you. I'm going back to the Kickstarter. Merry Christmas. Leather covers for sure. Oh man, thank you. That's cool. You bring back the god of creation. Yes. Yeah. Well, there'll be more of this. Caladir is the god that came upon Corradine when it was in a kind of like a stony state, if you like, where there wasn't a lot of life, and she used stones to transform things to bring life and to form new landscapes and stuff like that. And she places these stones, and the magic in Corradine is very much about the remains of these magical stones that were placed thousands of years ago in the land. They've sunk into the land, or been moved and split apart and broken up, and the dust from these stones can sometimes affect things, and so there's all sorts of different things like that. Nigel from Ontario, good to see you, Nigel. And yeah, so there's lots of stuff. It's going to be steeped in legend and lore. Fingers crossed. Hopefully there'll be enough for people. So so that's that, and maybe I'll put some more about that in an update soon. This week I've also been working on the building cards. So we've got these building cards here. So you can see here each building has a health points. Yeah, kind of like the health of a building. I didn't really think I wanted to create another kind of health status reference. So I just called them health points of buildings. Size, cost, plot rank modifier, which refers to tax paid on the land. It requires certain things, and the plot itself might have requirements. And then you get certain benefits. I decided to put these on a different looking card. It kind of marries up a little bit with the level list that I had in the original one, but they're designed sort of to be, once you've built that building, you can keep that card next to you, and they almost look like they're part of the landscape next to you physically. It's not necessarily design I've fixed on, and I guess the question I wanted to ask people is, do you think that's too much black ink to make this printer friendly? That is the question. Let that sink in for a minute. Do you think that is too much black ink to make these cards printer friendly? Because I want to try and make these printer friendly. I've had a comment already on an update saying, can you reduce the amount of colour? Oh, these cards are the same size. Yes. No, they're yeah. For some reason, the scroll I was using was the wrong size. So they will be the right. Thank you. Thank you for putting that in there, Johnny. Yeah, they will be slightly squished and lengthened. They will be the same size as the other ones. As these babies. I've printed out bigger. Maybe more of a sepia. Hey, Bubba, how you doing? Did you come in with a hi? I didn't see one. You snuck in there with a comment. Hope you're doing all right, my friend. Yep, a lot of dark colour. Okay. I'm going to redesign it. I'm going to basically reduce it to more of a grey and more of a kind of, I think so. Oh, Bubba, sorry I missed that. Oh my word. Terrible streamer. I think printer friendly should be in two flavors, black and white, with no black backgrounds and one full color for those who want the original style. Yeah, so it's difficult. Obviously I want to print the ones that are color and have them look stunning, but I'm fully aware these ones, the main creature cards, there's a lot of white on there, so I kind of felt that they were fine. I know I've got black borders, but I just feel with the black borders, they just look a bit, I don't know, I like black borders. Faded out image of the building behind the text. Fade. Yeah, well, potentially. I quite like the horizon line using the buildings there, and a kind of like almost like bracken and bush and grass around it. Makes it feel like that's part of the landscape, but I can still do that and have this lighter down here. Maybe this will be a marker. I wanted to separate the benefit and upgrade from the main stats above it to give it a bit of definition. I was also thinking about putting like an illustration of an object that was related to the shop in the picture, so that it would visually key a bit more, so you would recognize the differences, because when there were lots of these together they all look quite the same, so especially with the darkness. So it's always a difficult one. Right, so let's just have a look here. Did I miss any? Sepia tone would be nice, Johnny. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. The bottom portion could be sepia tone with the black text. Top pale parchment. Good point, Johnny. Hello, hope you're all well. James, Mycroft, good to see you. Is it a different horizon for each card? No, I didn't think that that's necessarily add anything, to be honest, because they're so little that your eye wouldn't necessarily pick up the differences when you're looking at a lot of them. But an object might. I don't know, it might appear a bit cluttered, so we'll just have to see. The thing is, I kind of need these as reference as I'm writing all the descriptions, because otherwise I'm scrolling back up and saying, what do I need for the shrine? What benefits does that have? And what event might affect this building? And have I got events that affect all buildings? So it's a kind of like, I like to have them visually there for me. So, Jeff says, like Johnny said, 2 versions would be my preference, as I hardly ever print things out, so wouldn't want the cards to be scaled black just for printer friendly. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The faded building image might make a difference, difficult to read. True, that one. Maybe a small image bottom right of the corner as part of the border. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Could be. That's definitely one to think about. Yeah. I noticed there are different graphic in the bottom of the black images though. Yeah, there's some where it was all solid black. I added in some sort of branches in here, bushes, give it that kind of land type feel. And I noticed says, oh yes, yeah, maybe a different building. In the game, you don't draw all the buildings differently. There's not different icons for each building. You just draw a simple building symbol, and you know on your plot what that's going to be. Maybe you put the initials of the building in it. So we'll just have to see. Like the creature icons on the original cards. Yeah, they've got a thing up here. Yeah, these weren't designed really. These are just sort of, they're not so, you don't reference these so much. They're not as kind of graphical. I kind of almost vision to sort of help expand out the look of the game on the table to a certain extent. No, that's definitely food for thought. Thank you guys. That's got me thinking. You're all so smart. Right. So I'm working on those. So that's taken up some time. But yeah, we're making really good progress. Really pleased with how it's going. Feel the world's really kind of fleshing out. We're well on target for digital for Feb easy, the way it's going. So we're on good. We're on good. But we'll reassess that after Christmas, obviously. Any chance of oversized cards for these? I mean, there is. I think the answer to that is Johnny just print them bigger. I mean, I don't know what more I can say in that. If I make them bigger, I think that because they're high quality images, so they should be able to print them twice the size and they still look good quality. I think that's kind of where I'm at with that particular thing. It's like with the tables, you can print those out A4 and they look crisp. So I kind of feel that that's maybe where we're at with it. Anyway, let's move on for those. Building cards. More on those next week. The Christmas period for us is very involved. Okay, so this is a little bit of a overview about where I'm at over this Christmas period. So I'm at my mother-in-law's for 3 days, and then at my sisters for 2 days, 3 days. That's, yeah. So 2 nights. So it's 2 nights at both. So we're away for like 4 or 5 days. During that time, I will be relaxing. Obviously, I know a lot of you kind of get a bit concerned about me taking time out and worried that I might burn out. There is that chance, but I'm an early riser, so I'm often sitting when I go to people's houses. Michael, good to see you. I get up early, or I'm sitting there waiting like for a couple of hours for people to sort of appear. So during that time, I answer emails, do the socials, maybe do a bit of writing. But what I quite like to do is I quite like to draw when those things are going on. So I might do some more maps and other content that could be useful for the game. So for me, it doesn't stop over the Christmas period. I have less access to my studio, obviously, where, the nerve centre of the 2D6 development, but there will be stuff going on. So I feel like that is kind of where we're at. So it's not going to be as much as normal, but we're still going to have a good focus, especially seeing we've still got, obviously the campaign is still going strong, which is fantastic. Thank you all again for your awesome support when it comes to 2D6 Realm, and we're pushing forward to the next stretch goal, which was a fantastic idea that someone suggested. I thought, right, I'll compile the last stretch goal into one. So we did 2 stretch goals for one and put this new stretch goal. So I can't remember who it was now. They may be in this chat. They suggested to me that I put a new table in. Oh, let's just cover up my address there. So the new address is the new table is a table for liberated prisoners, because now you've got your own realm, you could actually, they could become part of your realm. And I thought this was such a fantastic idea. I had to create a stretch goal for it straight away. So there's going to be a new table where you can roll on to see whether the liberated prisoner decides or can become part of your realm and join your efforts. I'm the opposite, says Jason. I'm up all night, often being creative around 2 a.m. Wow. Jason, have you got kids? Have you got? Let's just get rid of this bit here. Just going to get rid of. Da, da, da. Do, do, do. I believe you said it was Stefan. Stefan, thank you, Jeff. Stefan, yes. It was Stefan. Last week's update says this is a great idea by Stefan. Fantastic, Daniel. Thank you. Will help with the contest question. With the constant questions, I know about L1P. Oh, I know. Oh, it's so funny, isn't it? Jeez, I never knew. It's a classic lesson. I never knew how much trouble that would cause. Blimey. That'd be dope. I saved a bunch of prisoners in my 2-6 and no kids, thankfully, yeah. I didn't think you'd have kids if you were up being creative around about 2 o'clock. Blimey. Kids. Hey. Right, so I'm going to try and figure out how I can do this. Yeah. So this is a... Where are we at here? How far can we go up? That would probably be alright. I'll just put that behind there. Cables. Oh, yeah, I've got my address covered up, thankfully, yes. I was going to see that. Right, so, can everybody see this? So what I thought I'd do first, to 2 a.m, maybe the only time you have yourself because of kids now. Well, I find with kids, I'm too tired to be up at 2 a.m. I'm not a big sleeper. I don't actually need a lot of sleep. God, I've ordered the right thing. Okay, so what I thought I'd do is let's try. How far can we get up here? Okay. So I have to admit, the camera is standing on a whole bunch. You can see it over here. It's standing on some tubes, some rolls of tape, masking tape, duct tape, brown parcel tape. There. It's the only thing I find, because my camera's got this like thing on the bottom. It hangs down, and it's quite useful. So today, because it's the festive season, I wanted to do something a bit different, and I thought what would be fantastic is do a box opening. And lo and behold, today came my box. So this is Blood Bowl. Now, I've put in my description a new game. It's not a new game, obviously, because Blood Bowl is an old game. But it's a Games Workshop game, and a lot of you are going to know about it. Burning the Midnight Oil. Yeah. Same as Jason. As far as staying up super late, my kids are all out of the house. Oh. Ooh, a blast from the past. Yes, it is a blast from the past, but this is also a blast from the now, because this is the latest version of Blood Bowl. No, unfortunately. No, you can see, look, it's got Zatu on here, so this is new. Okay. I had second edition, so that's the one that I played, and I think this is called second season edition. This one, we'll have a look in a minute. But I thought I would open it up, just to see what people think, and have a look at what's in the box, or what you get for your money. It was £95, which is probably about $120, and probably for American dollars, probably nearer $200 for Australia, something like that. So we'll open this up and have a look inside. Hopefully, well, once I've got rid of this box, we'll have a look. So I haven't opened this. You saw me just cutting it there. I won the original Blood Bowl when Games Workshop did the White Dwarf competitions, and it was a proper magazine, and I still have it. I won the original Blood Bowl when what? Hang on. And I still have it. I won the original Blood Bowl when Games Workshop did White Dwarf competitions, and it was a proper magazine. So you were in a competition, Mark, is that right? Let's get out of the box. Right, oh God, it's going to block the camera's fine, it's going to block me. Okay, you can see inside here, we've got the usual kind of wrapping you get, and then Blood Bowl is in here. Now, rather disturbingly, it's not shrink wrapped. Have a look at this. Okay. Alright. Okay. We can go a little bit closer. Good. You need to explain that a bit more, Mark. So, second season edition. I don't know quite what that means. I was hoping that it would be shrink wrap. Now let me explain. This box is much more sturdy than the original box. Stefan, still have my Chaos Dwarf and Orc team. Love it still. Play it a couple of times a year. So I've got a friend who has said that he's interested in playing Blood Bowl, and he's got some teams, and so we're gonna meet up and play in the new year. And I said to him I would get the new version so we could play on the new board and look at the new rules. I quite like to do that sometimes. I do like going retro as well, don't get me wrong. Original second edition was fantastic with the polystyrene board and all the stuff that went with it. I played hundreds of games. My mates and I, we had about 7 of us that played, and we had leagues and we played lots of things, and many great stories. I'm a massive Games Workshop fan, early Games Workshop stuff that is, and I just so bought into it. I had all the White Dwarfs. I had every single White Dwarf. It was hardcore stuff. So I guess in a way I'm hoping that I might be able to relive some of those early memories, which is where I'm going with this. I think so let me get these here. Stefan, that's fantastic. Stefan, was it you that gave me that excellent idea for the stretch goal? Thank you for that. Johnny, I think maybe this means he won a copy of the game by entering. Oh, right, okay. Right. I got you. Mark, they did regular competitions. I also won Dark Future. They were randomly chosen from. I'm talking about many years ago. Well, that wasn't that long ago. Dark Future is up there on my side. It's my favourite Games Workshop game. I'm a massive Dark Future post-apocalyptic settings like that I just absolutely love. I do plan to do a Freeway Warrior read through as well for Fighting Fantasy at some point in the future. That would be lovely. I still have the Metal Necron, and they gave away as a cover freebie once. Wow, I don't remember that. Wow, that's cool. Scott says, "Ooh, Dark Future, love that game. May have to run on the channels sometime." Absolutely. I've got like a whole bunch of. I've still got the ones that I painted. It's not very good, but when I was like 14, these interceptors I painted. They're all a bit dusty now, a bit dirty, but it kind of makes them look like they're the old Dark Future cars. I love them. Love them. I love the whole Mad Max thing as well. Hence, Radzone. Radzone was always going to fit into that environment. Even the White Dwarf with the bolt thrower record. Yeah. Yep. Was me. Thanks for using it. Ah, Stefan, that's fantastic. Right. It's not opening. So let's have a look here. Have we got some tape? Oh, it's got tape on it. Well, that's something. But I do hate it when they put tape on these tabs. Can you see there's a tab on there? Oh my god. Still got my DF2. Yes. What team will you play? Well, Stefan, I am a big Skaven fan. I love the Skaven team. But I've got Halflings I love playing. I've got the Halfling team. I've got a Dwarf team. I've got a Human team now. I picked those up recently. Well, yeah. Can you see it there? I'll be back in 20 minutes. You should have it off by then. I hope so. The reason why I'm doing this is I could cut the. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it. I will take it off later. I like to see if there's any damage on the sticker. It looks like it's going to be all right. But I'll get a blade. Let's have a look here. Right. That looks quite disorientating, that view. Upside down. I should send you a knife. I've got one that I've been getting my model making stuff together. There's that. Satisfying pop. Then I can feel there's lots of figures straining inside. Okay. Try not to cut the actual. Okay, before we take it out, let's have a look at the back. Nigel says, "Wow, this takes me back. Had this game back in the day. Must admit that one thing I didn't like about leaving England." Had to leave all my games behind. Nigel, that is a bummer. I have to admit I did the same thing when I left England to live in Australia for what we thought was going to be 6 years. It ended up being 1 year. We got rid of a lot of my stuff. That included my Blood Bowl games, which I'm so sad about. It's like, my god, and I had like 200 White Dwarf and Dragon magazines. They're all like worth £5 to £10 now, and I'm like, oh, trying to get some of those back. I love all that stuff. Right. So on the back here, Blood Bowl casts you in the role of coach of a team of Imperial nobility or Black Orc players who battle in great arenas for riches, pride, and to entertain hordes of devoted fans who come from far and wide to cheer them on. Remember the old football games? The rumbled underneath, Michael says, and moved your pieces around. Not sure you're as old as me, but great 80s game. The rumbled? Remember playing Sabutio a lot, Michael? Nothing worse than peeling back a sticker and it rips off a chunk right at the end. Johnny, I absolutely hate that. You are so right. Michael, I loved those games. I wish I still had a function one. Yes, I remember that game, Michael. There you go. Yeah, no, I think I do remember it. It kind of sucked it underneath. Is that the one where, and then it's kind of like a the whole thing rumbled when it did it. I think I'm plucking that out of my earliest memories. It's not the winning or losing that matters, it's the mayhem and violence that count. Inside you'll find. Okay, so we've got a list of what we got here. Shall I read that out? Or shall we just go through it? Let's just go through it. It'd be a surprise. We've got at the bottom here. Citadel Miniatures. There's still a sign at the bottom. Citadel Miniatures, where it all started. And of course they say it's by Warhammer now rather than Games Workshop, which is very sad if you ask me. Okay, so let's do it. Let's open this baby up. See what we got. Ooh. I'll just say, as I was saying, this box, it's not like the original Blood Bowl box that was thinner than this. This is more like a board game box. You can see it's got a kind of, it's much a tougher, thinner game. The art's different as well. I don't like the art as much. It's still fantastic, don't get me wrong. But the original art, oh God, what was the name of the artist that did the bubble art? Someone's bound to let me know. Right, let's have a look here. What have we got? The game reminds me of American football, and they played in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously based on American football, so that's kind of where that comes from, I guess. So we have got some. So we've got two teams. We've got the Black Orcs and the. Is it the Imperials? Let me just have a little check here. All good. That's all sealed. So you've got humans and orcs. I've never played this game though. Jason adds, looks interesting. I don't think it was John Blanche who did the original Blood Bowl art. I don't think so. He may have done some of it, but there was. I need to look it up. Hail. Shield dice. Good to see you. So what's the 2d6 realm Corradine Bowl expansion coming? When's the new? Well, this game has been influencing me, and I have an idea for a game that can sit in the world of Corradine that is competitive. It has players, but it's a fantasy themed game. And I'm not going to say what it is yet. It's something I'm going to tease because I'm excited about it, and I'm kind of, it's worked in it. One of the ancestries it's quite sort of competitive and strong, and they're going to have this game which I'm going to talk more about another time. But that's another subject. So we've got some sprues here with some characters on. This is a ref here, looks like. We've got a ref. You can see someone holding up a card there, potentially. You see that there? You probably can't. Maybe. Let's have a look. Okay. Got some other human limbs and Reichland Reaver type imagery. This is a big old brute. So we've got some star players in here. This guy, he's quite a brute there. Look at that one. Hedgehog racing. Does the boss have orc cheerleaders? That is a good point. I don't know. Maybe I should have read the contents. Oh, too late. So we've got some kind of boss character. We've got some other creatures. Wow, it's difficult to tell exactly what these are. He's a big orc head there. You can see, I don't know if you can see, focus there. Need some kind of white background. There's so much stuff. And we've got some other big dudes, big orcs. Wow, it's going to take me ages to put these beasts together. It's just like, what is this? It's just got a... We've got a little guide to what figure... this is just a general game fantasy football. So we've got the Black Orc team. So the Black Orc team here has some big players and some smaller players. Maybe some Snotlings, some Orcs, and some Black Orcs. And then we've got the Imperial Nobility team here, which has got lots of feathers. You can see going on here. So that's like kind of like a roster sheet, if you like. Halflings over here, or ogres, lizardmen. Lizardmen apparently very powerful. Jim, good to see you. Figures are usually on the side of the box or back. Yes, yeah, and we'll get to that in a minute. It's difficult to sort of show the sprues, but there's some big meaty guys here. They look fantastic. I still love the original Blood Bowl figures though. We've got some coin there, maybe to flip. Lots of these look like human limbs going on here. We've got some more orcs and figures. Can't really see too much of those. Put those to one side over here for the minute. We've got all the bases on this side. We've got some big bases. Yeah, largely just all sort of circular bases, which is fine. We've got the specific dice, and they looks like two different colours, which is fine. But maybe they're all still the same. I'll have to have a look at that. Those over there, and then we've got maybe some turn counters. 1, 2, 3, 4. With this beautiful counter phase turner in the middle here. I don't quite know how this all works. Maybe this slots together. You can see there. First edition was Brett Blevelin's. Colin Dixon for the original cover art. Right. Thank you, Mark. Is the new Blood Bowl set still set in... yes, it is, yes. It's got Warhammer on the front. So, the little logo. Right. Ooh. So, let's just look at the pitch first, and then we'll look at the rule book. So, we've got the pitch is double-sided. There we go. Let's take that out there. We've got the dugouts. Should have 2 of those. There we go. Two dugouts. And then the board itself is absolutely huge. Oh my god. It is so big I can't. Ugh. Well, actually, look. I'm going to put it up. That is absolutely massive. Oh my word. Look at it. That is huge. Oh boy. Look at that. There's 2 sides. There's a grey side and a green side. So you've got grass and concrete or whatever, or stone. That's like 2 times or 3 times bigger than the original board. The part of the appeal for me originally was you could get it on a table without knocking too many things over. So that'd be interesting. And we've got some transfers down the bottom there, which very old school. Damn, Jason says, yeah, damn right. Johnny, you may need a GMVQ in figure assembly to put these guys together. It looks that way. You do need, it does say you need glue. I've got some detailed. It's like one of these things. You sit down and you just have to do it slowly. Now you need a new table. Thankfully, I've got a massive table. Okay. Right. Well, there you go. I'm also getting some paints for Christmas. I'm setting up a little area to do some model painting. Been looking forward to doing that. So that is going to be nice. Nice to be able to do that. Right. So we've got the book. Here it is, nicely shrink wrapped, which is good to see. It's also got something else in it. I think it's got like a quick start maybe on the side here. Cheat sheets. Okay, fantastic. That's what you need. I reckon the second edition Astrogranite pitch was, I completely agree with you, 2 cheat sheets, which makes sense, 2 players. Scott, second edition, I just absolutely adored. So I'm there with you on that one. Let's try and make this as straight as possible. There we go. Okay. Right, camera's now in front of my head. It's not very good. So kind of a little bit. There we go. Okay. Right. At least the models are buildable. I'm still sitting on half a box of Robotech RPG Tactics. Yeah, I really don't. I haven't really gone into that one myself, but that still sounds interesting. Mark, I used to do a lot of model painting, and now I'm an old git. I'm planning to get back into it. Yeah, I'm the same basically. I kind of like, I was thinking, what could I do that would be nice, relaxing? It wouldn't necessarily mean I'm working on something, but something just for me. And I thought, why not do some model painting? I've never really, I did some, but I was never very patient. But now I'm completely different, and I feel much more patient, and I just want to give it a go. And of course, it may end in tears, but we'll just have to see. So we've got the cheat sheets there, which are very cool. And then we've got this hardback book. Actually, this looks like an A4 format rather than a... Yeah, it's... Well, no, it's smaller than an A4. But it's not the usual format. The letter... Is it letter size? It may be letter size. It doesn't look wide enough. Maybe it is letter size. Looks a strange format. Godzilla, good to see you, my friend. Kind of reminds me of the game I had in the 80s, Grav Ball. Oh. I don't know that one. Right, so we can open it. Fantastic. Nice artwork in here. Get a little bit higher there. Greetings, sports fans. Oh, it smells absolutely glorious. Let me just get this. Let me just... On second sniff, maybe not as good as it could be. Maybe slightly too gluey. So we've got the layout here. The game of Blood Bowl. And then we've got, wow, what is that creature? The evolution of the sport. A little bit of history. Okay. That's interesting. Greed and scandal. Fallout and collapse. Right, wow. The aftermath. And oh, there's a little... Got a nice little ribbon there to mark your page. We've got the AFC conferences talking about the layout of the league here. That's pretty cool. Still haven't got to any rules. I'm quite surprised. Nuffle's Sacred Turf. And then it's going to go into explain the rules, which is great. Oh, that is the ruler. That thing we saw. Okay. Right, that may clip together to make a longer ruler. I think clips together at the middle there. That makes sense. And then you got your... Okay, yeah. You've got your scatter zones, rules and regulations. Love a good ribbon in such a... Yes, I completely agree. Rules and regulations, general principles, re-rolls, dice rolls, prone and stunned, zones, tackle zones. I do play online as well, so I'm very familiar with how it plays. You've got your team draft list here, which is fantastic. The campaign rules, which they had a separate book for, they've obviously incorporated it straight into the rules this time, which is great. Team draft budget, cheerleaders, apothecaries, rules of Blood Bowl. Moving the turn marker, jumping over prone or stunned players. Some fantastic art going on there. Great to see. The wood elves, maybe. Lots of rules. Halflings. Great. Awesome. Lots to read through. Initial impression, good quality. All the figures there. Is it worth the £95? Well, I will let you know. I'm gonna have a good read of it. I'm gonna take this with me to the mother-in-laws as well. Because yeah, even had one TRPG book that was mismade and ended up with 2 instead of 1, and well, quite happy with that. Nice. 2 ribbons, because Pirate Borg has 2 ribbons, and it's fantastic when playing at the table. Jason, awesome. Right, so that's good. We've had a look at that. That was certainly very interesting to do. What I hadn't anticipated there was how tricky it was to look at the actual figures on the sprues, but that's all right. Well, once I put a few together, maybe I'll show you all how that goes. But so what I plan to do now is I wanted to have a look at the doing a bit of a read through on the Caverns of the Snow Witch, the fighting fantasy book. Now I had a look online, and they do have that's casting a shadow across me there on there. They do have the digital version of Caverns of the Snow Witch. So I think we're going to do that. So this is the original book here. You see, this is the original book, Caverns of the Snow Witch. The reason why I picked this one is because it strikes me as kind of like a winter-based book. And it's the winter, the holidays, and I thought this one could be quite fun to do. And I love the art in here as well. Which is, I have to remind myself, illustrations by Gary Ward and Edward Crosby. Now, I did do a bit of research into some of these illustrations. Have a look at them here. Some of these here, look. Now, Gary and I forgot his name immediately. Gary and Edward, they did it. They teamed. So one of them did the pencil, one did the inking, and it's the only book they illustrated for. And I just think that these illustrations are just fantastic. And I wish they had done more stuff like this, but apparently they didn't really go on and do a huge amount of illustration after this. And you think, looking at these amazing pictures, the inking is just so impressive. They're like wood block prints, you know. They've got that's such a strong line. I'm just so love these illustrations. But I think it is one, because there's expansion books for Coriolis. Okay. Savage Worlds Fantasy Companion has 3. Oh, 3, eh? I think that's a bit of overkill, surely. yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera over to the computer there, and we will I'll bring up a screen on here, and we can read the book on the screen. And what I want is everybody to help me make decisions, which way to go, what decision to make, and we can have a look. So just bear with me while I move this here, reposition it here. Like so. Reposition the screen. I'm going to bring the mic over. Need the mic. Can go over here. Lovely. There we go. I've got two desks side by side. Bring my like that. Da-da. Hopefully that looks okay. And then bring my phone over, which I've got the chat on. Put that there. Sorry about all this. It's storyteller time with Tom Baker. I wish I had half the presents he had. Wow. Okay, Dungeon Degenerates has artwork like that. I'm currently waiting for my reprint from the recent Kickstarter. Nice. Always turn left. Getting crazy now. The artwork is dope. Not as good as the shirt though. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring up Steam. Let's do that here. And we'll get up. I recently here we are. Hey Johnny, good to hear something. Yes. Prestige. Alright, games. Just recently got this. Bought the... Let me try and grab this. Of course, running a game is always going to be tricky as far as my... I don't know exactly. Let's take that out. Game audio is coming through as well. Okay, I can turn that off. Thanks for letting me know. So we're going to be doing the Caverns of the Snow Witch. Audio, music. Let's turn that off. Because I don't have my headphones on, because I don't really need them on. Yeah, hopefully it's gone. Is that gone? Right, can you see? Is that readable? It's gone. It's off. Good. Is that readable? That is the question. Looks good. It is readable. Okay. So, we now have to play Fighting Fantasy. I'm going to skip through these pages. How does it let me do that? Cheeky. Right. Play Caverns exactly how it... Let's do that. We want to do that, don't we? You've chosen the adventure difficulty mode. Before continuing, you must calculate your initial stamina. Your stamina score reflects your general constitution. You will survive, your will to survive, your determination, overall fitness. The higher your stamina score, the longer you must roll 2 die. Roll, here we go, 9. Okay. A base of 12 means you have continue. Next, determine your skill. Roll for your skill. You start your skill determined by rolling 2 die and adding 6 to the number. Fantastic. Let's have a look here. Roll your starting skill. 4. Okay, well that's good. That's good. That's above average. So I'm pleased with that. We're good. We're good. Determine your luck. Okay, this is going to be interesting. You start to determine roll 1 die, adding 6 to your number. 8. Okay, so that's a little bit low, but that is fine. I'm happy with that, like that. In addition to your other starting equipment, you may take 1 bottle of a magic potion, which will aid you on your quest. Each potion contains enough of 1 measure. For 1 measure, so use it wisely. Potions of skill and strength will fully restore your skill or stamina points, respectively. The potion of fortune will add 1. Well, I think we've definitely got to go with potion of strength, because the loss of stamina is going to be a massive problem. Next, you must prepare your adventurer's equipment. Let's do that. You begin your adventure with a sword and dressed in leather armor. You also have a backpack to hold your provisions, as well as any treasures you may come across during your adventure. I think some of you maybe who don't know Fighting Fantasy may sort of get a feel for some of the influences in 2d6 Dungeon. Rationing your provisions is key to a successful adventure. They may be consumed at any time, excluding combat. By accessing the adventure sheet, each meal restores 4 stamina. Be sure to pay close attention to your stamina and restore it regularly. Oh yes! I like the ease of the interactive pages. Yes, it's good, isn't it? This is just on Steam. You've got you can have bookmarks. You've got your adventure sheet down here, which is cool. We'll have a look at that in a sec. Be sure your difficulty setting determines how many provisions you begin with. Adventurers and free readers start with 10, while hardcore heroes begin with 3. Wow, that's quite a lot. I don't remember that. During your quest, you may encounter characters and items that alter your 3 scores. Stamina, skill, luck. Usually, these scores may only ever be restored to their initial amount. On very rare occasions, particular granted defies the rule. There we go. Can you still cheat and just look at page 400 though? No, there's no cheating on this. Once you've readied your equipment, you may begin. Okay, can we click on the adventure sheet down here? Oh, it just gives you that. Oh no, you can pull it up. Here we go. You can click on these bits here. There I am. Lancaster. Okay, let's push that down there like that. Nice. Begin. May the luck of the gods go with you on the adventure ahead. Good ending is on page 399. 400 is go back to 1. Thanks, Godzilla. So we've got these. Let me just get my water. Right. Right. So, Caverns of the Snow Witch. Let us begin. Winters in northern Alanissa are always cruel and bitter. The snow falls thick and the icy wind blows hard, chilling everybody to the bone. For the past few weeks, you've been hired by a merchant called Big Jim's son to protect his trading caravans as they roll their way slowly north to the frozen outposts. The horse-drawn carts are laden with cloth, utensils, weapons, salted meats, spices and tea, which are traded for furs and ivory carvings made from mammoths' tusks. Tut, tut, tut. We don't agree with things like that. Those poor mammoths. Big Jim is not usually worried about travelling north, as bandits only attack his caravans on the return journey. He is not alone in recognising the value of the northern goods. On this particular trip, you are walking ahead. You ready for this? Of 6 carts across a frozen lake. In the distance, you can see the snow-capped peaks of the Icefinger Mountains jutting out of low cloud. Your destination lies at the base of the mountains where the northern men meet to trade. Snow is falling, but not too heavily. You stop to prod the ice with your sword to make sure it can bear the weight of carts when suddenly the shrill call of a hunting horn breaks the silence. You stand up and run back to the carts to talk to Big Jim. He is sitting next to the driver of the second cart, puffing on a long briar pipe. A huge man with a great bushy beard. Big Jim is obviously a man to be reckoned with. His bright blue eyes scan the horizon, searching for signs of life. In a deep voice, he says, "Sounds like it came from the outpost. Reckon you better go and investigate. Could be trouble. And get back quick." You set off straight away towards the outpost at the base of Icefinger Mountains. You arrive 2 hours later at a scene of ugly carnage. The snow is red with blood and all the wooden huts are smashed and torn down. 6 people lie dead, their bodies slashed, their axes at their sides in the snow. Judging by the size of the footprints, the creature that attacked the outpost must have been enormous. There is nothing you can do for the unfortunate Northmen, so you head back towards Big Jim's caravan to report the news. You reach them in an hour, just as daylight is fading, and relate the terrible events that have befallen the outpost. Protect the caravan. Hi all, just finished up dinner, so I've got time to hang out now. Excellent. I'll have to watch the earlier parts on the recording later. No problem, James. Good to have you here, my friend. Tell him you don't approve of secondary smoke. Yes, Mark. Just started to play through, so good timing. Exactly. It's a goblin with false teeth. Mark adds in. Big Jim orders the carts to be drawn into a circle to protect his men during the night. A large fire is built into the centre of the circle, and you sit down beside it to talk to Big Jim. Everybody is nervous, and a guard is posted to watch for signs of movement outside. In a low voice, Big Jim asks you if you will hunt the terrible creature, for otherwise his business will be ruined forever. Sounds like this could be. False feet. Oh, sorry, I see, yeah. Oh, I get what you mean, Mark. In a low voice, Big Jim asks if you... Oh, yes. You smile. And reply that you track the beast, but only for a purse of 50 gold pieces. Big Jim's jaw drops open, and it takes a great deal of persuasion before he agrees to your demand. The snow finally stops falling as you settle down for the night. Sleep is a long time coming, for your mind is active with thoughts of the impending hunt. When you wake, just after dawn, the fire reduced to dying embers. Wisps of smoke rise gently into the morning mists, and not a sound is to be heard. You walk over to where Big Jim is sleeping and tap him on the shoulder. He wakes with a start, and you tell him that you are setting off and hope to be back later in the day. You wave to the guard as the snow starts to fall again, and you make your way back to the outpost. Right, here we go. So, 50 gold pieces. Pretty cheap labour, lol. I think so. You know, in the old 2d6 realm, that's not exactly a huge amount, is it? Okay, so that's the setting. We're going after the beast. We are heading into the beast's domain. Let's just try and get this looking okay. Right, let's do it. Now turn over. All right, here we go, everybody. I want you to help me make these decisions. Well, it depends what you can get for 1 gold piece. That is a very good point. Right, by the time you reach the outpost again, the bodies are blanketed with snow and the beast's footprints are covered over. The visibility is poor as you set off towards the mountains where you hope to find the abominable killer beast. The snow on the mountainside is soft and your skin and you sink in up to your knees as you climb slowly up. You soon find yourself at the edge of a crevasse, which is spanning an icy bridge. If you wish to cross the crevasse by the bridge, or would you rather walk round the crevasse? Conversation rate on gold pieces. So, do I cross this bridge? Let's have a look here. Any clues? Towards the mountains, snow mountains. Yeah, spanned by an ice bridge, not icy, ice, an ice bridge. Bridge, ice bridge. I would walk around. Okay, it's going to be based on a kind of. I'm going to look at it and think. Yeah, there's no point putting the numbers because you might as well. Yeah, bridge or walk round. Walk round would be exhausting. Depends on how long the walk around is. We've got to go bridge, haven't we? We've got to cross. We've got to cross the bridge. We've got to cross the bridge. We're doing it. Bridge it is. Oh no. Oh, it's ice. Who said cross the bridge? Oh my god. No. Okay. If you're lucky, if you're unlucky, oh my god. Are we going to die before we've even started? Okay, let's do this. Right, we've got to roll under our luck. We lose a luck point when we do. Ooh. Excellent. You are lucky. You need a luck score of 8 or below and roll a luck score of 6. Excellent. So we are lucky. I thought the bridge would be better than that. I did have this book, by the way. Yeah, I mean, I have it. I don't remember reading it. I don't remember anything about it. You tread carefully over the bridge, safely across the crevasse. You continue your slow trek through the snow. Phew. Phew. Oh my god. Look at this awesome picture. Ah, such great artwork. Let's try and remember. Just barely. Gary Ward and Edward Crosby. Phew. I think I have this from reprints and read it, but quite a while ago. Yeah, I did quite a while ago. Using your sword, you cut hand and toe holes into the side of the crevasse and haul yourself up. The wind starts to howl, blowing gusts of snow into your face. You put your head down and stride into it. Above the howl of the wind, you suddenly become aware of another sound, the howling of wolves. You draw your sword while trying to peer through the snow. As if out of nowhere, 2 snow wolves appear in front of you, hunched, ready to pounce. They're completely white except for their blood-red eyes. Suddenly one leaps at you. You must fight. Let's do it. Wow, this is a bit extreme. So how do we do this? You must fight. First, snow wolf. Oh. You enemy. Sweet. I'm not going to do luck. Fight. Uh-oh. Ah! The snow hits you. Down to 19. Okay. Here we go. Why do you need it to climb the crevasse if you just crossed it on the bridge? That's a good question. Maybe we crossed over the bridge. We're confronted with the crevasse that's gone up. I don't know why the bridge led to the edge of the crevasse, but maybe there was something underneath it, another crevasse. Okay, here we go. Oh no, what is going on here? Ah, phew. First snow wolf. So his skill is 6, my skill is 10. So a definite advantage there. Yes. Another injury. You hit the first snow wolf, tap to continue. Yes. Dead. You defeat the first snow wolf. Now you must fight the second. Okay. Right. It's magic. Don't ask. This is good. This is good. Yes. What happened then? Did I use a luck point? Hope not. Fight. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. 17, 11. See, we're adding the skill to the dice roll. See, my skill's down here, skill 10. His skill is 6. Fight. Nice. Death. Tap to continue. You are triumphant. Excellent. Jesus, this battle seems long. Well, it was two foes, so yeah, it was a bit longer. You must step past the still bodies of the wolves and continue your journey through the swirling snow. The climb becomes steeper. The going is slow. The snow is beginning to fall very heavily, swirling around in the strong wind. A blizzard starts. If you wish to use your sword to dig a shelter in the snow, or would you rather push on? Oh, well, a blizzard is starting. So, what do we reckon, people? Do we push on, or do we build a shelter? I think my gut says to me here that we probably need to do a shelter. Dig a shelter for me. Yeah, I think so. I think, are we going with shelter? You're going to get buried if you stay. Oh my God, Jason. Shelter. Push on is probably luck again. Shelter, shelter. Okay, shelter. See if Jason's right here. Let's do it. You hurriedly cut blocks of ice out of the mountainside and build a makeshift igloo. You crawl into it as the blizzard blows down the mountain with ferocious power. Your body heat is retained inside the igloo and you keep warm. However, you must eat 2 portions of your provisions to regain your strength after the tiring walk and the effort of building the igloo. This does not increase your stamina. An hour later, the blizzard dies down and you crawl out of the shelter to continue your quest. Do I have to mark that on there, do you think? Do I have to? Or does it do it for me automatically? A beast has... Right, also adding a beast has slain 6 men. It's added some knowledge to the character sheet there, which is interesting. Cook up some snow wolves. Oh, that would have been good. Didn't give me that option. It doesn't have inventive usage, this game. Underneath an overhanging rock, you see a small wooden hut built against the side of the mountain. Its roof is piled high with snow and long icicles hang down from the window ledges. A small wooden hut. You see a set of deep footprints leading from the hut up the side of the mountain. If you wish to enter the hut, or would you rather follow the footprints in the snow? Ooh. Oh, that is a good question. So if we follow the footprints, this number here that we're turning to won't be accessible because we won't be able to get to that person in time. Or we should just look in the house, explore, and then we can follow the footprints with the 190 after that. What do we think? Follow footprints, James says. Look out for icicles. No, definitely. Hut first, then follow footprints. Steal everything, Jason says. Enter the hut, Daniel says. Footprints, says Julian. I think we've got slightly more on the hut side. So what, let's do the hut. The front door of the hut is frozen shut, and you have to batter it with your shoulder to open it. There is only one room inside the hut containing the belongings of a fur trapper. Traps, furs, and sacks are stacked in a corner of the room. You can tell that the room has recently been occupied from the wooden bed, table, chair, cooking utensils, and the ashes in the fireplace, which are still warm. If you wish to put some logs on the fire and warm up the cold stew in one of the pans. So do we want the stew, or would you rather leave the hut and continue your quest? 192. Well, now we're here. Let's warm up the stew. I don't think there's any kind of there's no time restrictions. I think so far we're heading off. Yeah, let's grab a bite. Let's do it. The fire is soon roaring and crackling in the hearth. Remember, I had an injury. We're back up to stamina here. It's automatically added it on. 21 stamina, fantastic. The heat of the flames radiates through your body, and you revel in the warmth. The stew is delicious, and you feel your strength return. You gain 3 stamina, which is added already. With renewed energy, you decide to leave the hut and continue your quest, and which is the same number 192, I think, as the last one. So we're good. If the trapper comes back, tell him you are heating up for him. Good point, Jason. Eat and be merry. Indeed. As you are about to leave the hut, you catch sight of some weapons lying under the bed. If you wish to take a couple of them with you, turn to 255. If you do not wish to be encumbered by the additional weight, but rather leave without the weapons. Oh, this is interesting. Take the weapons. Steal everything, Jason says. Let's have a look at the weapons. You take a warhammer and a spear before leaving the hut. I should put that on my warhammer spear here. Sword, warhammer, spear. Okay. 263. Outside again in the deep snow, you set off on your trek up the mountainside, following the footprints in the snow. Okay. Check to see if he has stay sure. I don't know what that means. Sweet, got some range attacks indeed. So this could be good. Oh, the high altitude and thin atmosphere make you pant for breath. As you continue your steady climb, you lose 1 stamina point. If you're still alive, and I am still alive. Oh Jesus! Look at this beast! Look at this awesome picture. The cross hatching on it is just spectacular. Wow! I'm just staring at that picture. All right. Suddenly you hear the cry of a human voice, followed by a ferocious roar. Not far ahead you see a fur trapper fighting for his life against a gigantic bear. We did go to 190 anyway. You can see here, this is 190, so it didn't matter that we searched the house. It didn't affect us. This is what we would have seen. A gigantic bear-like beast with long white fur and sharp teeth protruding from its jaws. It is a killer beast. It is the killer beast you've been hunting, the abominable Yeti. You watch the unfortunate trapper being gashed by the Yeti's claws and falling face down in the snow. Incensed by the vicious attack, you scream at the Yeti, "Ah!" and run through the snow to attack it. Wow, hang on a minute. It's the bear from Annihilation. It could well be. He's working overtime. Some of the digital books have colour images. Yes, they do actually. You spend extra to get them, I think, or no. You download. You have to extra download. But I wanted the original black and white pictures because it's just so fantastic. So much for goblins with false feet, indeed. Are you carrying a spear? I think we are. Yes, baby. Carefully, you have the spear in your grasp, aiming at the Yeti. If you have frostbite in your sword arm, turn to 195. No, I don't have frostbite. Gripping the shaft tightly, you pull back your arm and hurl the spear at the snarling Yeti. Roll 1 die. If you roll a 1, turn to 157. If you roll 2 or greater, turn to 2 or greater. You rolled 4. Here we go. If you lie about the spear, yes, it does. It does. It's all kind of praying in. The spear flies through the air and thuds into the Yeti's shaggy chest. He's got a shaggy chest. It roars in pain but does not fall. You quickly draw your sword to fight the enraged beast. Oh my god. Let's do this. Okay, Yeti. Alright. Don't miss. Jason says, yeah, that'd be... Right, so we've got 20. It's got 8 skill. We've got 10 skill. Oh boy. Okay. Come on. Yes. Maybe its stamina was reduced because the spear did embed in it. I'd probably already be dead by this point, says Johnny. Let's do it again. Oh, yes. Come on, Mr. Yeti. I don't know about that one. Oh, no. Oh. No. Yes. Damn, yes. Excellent. You are triumphant. Fantastic. The spear flies... Oh, yes. Did you win? We won. 67. Let's do it. I feel like this is the preamble. You kneel down beside the fur trapper and turn him over slowly. His eyes are barely open and blood trickles down from the corner of his mouth. The Yeti has gouged deep wounds in his chest and you realise there is no hope of saving him. With a great effort, he reaches up and grabs you round the neck, pulling you down so you can hear his dying words. He thanks you for trying to save him and insists on telling you his secret. In terrible pain, he struggles to whisper his story. He tells you that he has lived in the mountains for most of his life, hunting animals and trading their furs. But for the last 5 years, he has been searching for the legendary crystal caves. These caves have been cut out of a glacier by the followers of the Snow Witch, a beautiful yet evil sorceress who is trying to use her dark powers to bring on an ice age so that she can rule supreme over the whole world. The entrance to the crystal caves is high up on this very mountain. It is open but hidden by an illusion. The unfortunate fur trapper found it by accident only yesterday when he saw the Snow Witch's warriors seemingly walk straight through an ice wall and disappear. The trapper left a piece of fur hanging over the entrance so that he could find it again the next day. Sadly, the Yeti has put an end to his hopes. He asked you to enter the caves to slay the vile Snow Witch and leave her followers without their leader. There are legends about great treasures being frozen into the wall of the Snow Witch's lair, which would provide ample reward. The fur trapper suddenly grips you hard, and then falls back silently into the snow. He is dead. You cover him with snow before deciding what to do. 50 gold pieces await you if you return with the evidence of the Yeti's death to Big Jim's son. But the thought of a quest through the crystal caves beneath Icefinger Mountains excites you, and you decide to set off to find them. Yes, baby! Right. That's a bloody long last way it was, wasn't it? He got out his whole life story. Okay, we're doing it. Now that the snow has stopped falling, the sky is clear and blue, the air is cold and crisp, and the snow crunches beneath your feet. Slowly you make your way up the mountainside, looking for the cave entrance marker left by the fur trapper. Suddenly you hear a distant rumbling from above, the terrifying sound of an avalanche. Oh my god. Should have collected the money. It didn't let me do it. There wasn't an option. Go back and get more stew first. Yeah, you're probably not wrong. 6. Excellent. But I would say my luck is now down to 6, so it's much harder now. If you are lucky, and I am indeed, you look up to see great cascades of snow tumbling down the mountain. Fortunately, the avalanche sweeps down a ridge adjacent to one you are climbing. I've just been very lucky so far. You make your way slowly up the mountain until you reach a rock face that is too steep to climb. You walk around the side until you see a massive wall of ice which completely blocks a gully between 2 peaks of the mountain glacier. Your heart leaps as you catch sight of a piece of fur left hanging on the wall of ice by the trapper. Told you to take the fortune potion. Did it only give me 1 luck point though, that fortune potion? I can't remember. I mean, how am I doing stamina wise? I think I can use provision to take me up to 18. I'm going to do that. So we've eaten some provisions. Maybe that was the wrong thing to do, but I was pretty low. Always remember to drink your potions, as we say in 2D6 Dungeon. Your heart leaps as you... Ah, yes. Although you cannot see the entrance, you walk straight ahead. You shut your eyes as you think you're about to walk into a wall of ice, but you walk straight through the illusion and find yourself inside a long tunnel carved into the ice. You walk down it and soon arrive at a T-junction. Now, who was it who always said go left? Let's have a look. Jason, go left. Mark says go left. Left 2. Yep, I think we've got some lefts. Let's do it left. I really should be making some notes here, but, you know, I can't be bothered. James and Jeff say, they all say left. It was me, Mark. Well done. The tunnel bends round to the right. So you go left and then right. As you turn the corner, you almost bump into a tall, pale, skinny humanoid coming the other way. He's wearing a white cloak with a hood pulled over his head. He is a mountain elf, one of the Snow Witch's followers. Will you walk past him? Tell him you have come to join the Snow Witch's followers, or attack him with your sword. 3 options. So, do we just like super confident, just stride on past this wood elf, this mountain elf, or tell him, Mr. Elf, join. Talk to him. Join. Attack him with your sword. Maybe get the initiative. Join. Right, we've got a few joins going on here. Okay. Yeah, we want to find her, don't we? So maybe if we walk past, one of us walk past. We've got a few going here with the join. Talk to him. Yes. Okay, we're doing it. Join. The mountain elf looks at you in disbelief and says, "Nobody of good heart would wish to join the Snow Witch. I am only here because of this." Throwing back hood, the elf reveals a metal collar around his neck, which glows in semi-darkness. "Only the obedience collar makes me serve her," he continues in a dour voice. "If you wish to reiterate your desire to join the Snow Witch, if you would rather change your story and tell the elf that you intend to slay her." Woo boy. What do we do? Oh, just bear with me 1 sec. Right, back. Okay, what have we got? Change your story, Jeff says. Tell the truth, says James. Slay. Yes. Let's do it. The mountain elf looks at you and smiles. "Now you're talking," he says. "Kill her and free us. Here, take my cloak to disguise yourself and follow this tunnel until it branches. Take the right-hand fork. Good luck. You shake the elf's hand and run off down the tunnel. Nice. So we've got the cloak. Let's just see if it's put it on there. The cloak. It's taken this. Yes, here we go. Cloak. There we are. Fantastic. I like the way that updates. Jason says, don't go right. Oh, not right. Okay, we are going to go right. You soon arrive at the fork in the tunnel that the mountain elf mentioned, and deciding to take his advice, you enter the tunnel to the right. Good stuff. Uh-oh. Oh, this picture is fantastic. I love it. Look at that. Further ahead, in the left-hand wall of the tunnel, you see a gap. You walk up to it and peer round to see a cave in which a Neanderthal is stripping the skin off a moose, making it ready for the large simmering stew pot behind them. He is working very slowly and is being yelled at by the gnome cook, who is wearing a white apron and waving a wooden spoon in the air. Okay. If you wish to enter the crude kitchen, if you'd rather creep past. Oh boy, are we going to deal with these guys? We're pretty good on the old stamina front. Throw the gnome in the stew. Are they wearing... Good question. I don't think they were wearing... I can't go back now. Okay, maybe I can go, but yeah, I can. No, they're not wearing collars in this picture. There's a moose there. I just spotted that there. Look at that. Fantastic. Ask for stew. If you wish to enter the creek... Should we do it? Let's go. Enter the kitchen. The gnome runs up to you and shouts, "Get out!" Through a gnome voice. "Get out! Dinner will not be ready for another 2 hours. You'll hear the bell. Mind you, you look a little worse for wear, so you could have this stale cake if you wish." The gnome points at a piece of cake lying on the table. If you wish to take the cake and leave, if you would rather attack the Snow Witch's servants, take the cake. I think so. Yeah, definitely. I'm with the take the cake. Definitely. You leave the cave and turn left back into the tunnel, eating the cake as you go. It is stale and virtually tasteless, but gives you a little energy. Let's have a look here. So stamina's up to 19, which is good. That kind of worked out. Have your cake and eat it. Indeed. Whoa. There's a big statue. He's doing a big dump by the looks of it. In the distance you hear chanting voices. Before long the tunnel ends at the entrance to a large cavern. Kneeling down, these little figures here on this picture, they're just fantastic. And the creases on the cape there, awesome. And kneeling down before an ice effigy in the shape of a demon. Their hooded faces pressed to the ice floor in worship are 10 of the Snow Witch's followers. There are 2 exits from the cave, one to your left and one to your right. If you're wearing a cloak, turn 2. Here we go. Have Christmas and happy holidays all. Take care, Vincent. Too much info. Jason, I'm not reading that. Yeah, have a good one, Vincent. You take care, my friend. Go west. We're going here. You pull down the hood of your cloak as far as possible and walk towards the tunnel exit on your right. Test your luck. It's got to be low. Remember, we were on 6, I think. Oh! I told you I should have got that luck potion. If you're unlucky, 370. You're almost at the entrance to the tunnel when the worshippers stop their chanting. They stand up and one of them calls out to you, asking why you did not stop to sing praise to the Frozen One. If you have a magic flute, you can tell them that you have been ordered to go and play it for the Snow Witch. Damn, don't have that. Otherwise, you may either fight them by turning to 143 or try to run from the tunnel. Oh, there's quite a lot of them. What do you reckon, guys? We're going to take them on. Is it going to be a fight, or are we going to make a run for it? That is the question. Run away! Too many. Run away! Run! Fight! Nigel's hardcore. Run away! Okay, I think we get the gist. Let's try it. The followers are a group of goblins, orcs, and Neanderthals. As you make a run for it, the two creatures who are nearest try to stop you. One cracks his whip, trying to wrap it round your legs, while the other aims a dart at you. Oh my god. Bravely run away, indeed. Oh dear, what is my luck? Oh no, 5. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Oh! Oh no. Does that stay at 5? No, it goes down to 4. If you're unlucky. Oh dear. Both the whip and the dart speed towards you. One of them's going to hit, but which one? Roll a die. Roll one die. If you roll a 1 to 3, turn to 1 or 8. If you roll a 6, 1, 7, 7. The whip misses you, but the dart plunges into your arm. Pulling the dart from your arm, you flee from the followers and run into the tunnel. Lose 3 stamina points. If you're still alive, turn to 1, 3, 7. Otherwise you survive. Right, so we're going to have a provision back up to 20. And if you're still alive, let's do it. The tunnel ends quite soon at a T-junction. To your left, you can hear cries for help. Do we go left or right? Left or right? I think I know what we're going to say. Left. Right, Johnny. Johnny's coming in with right. Left. Okay. Let's do it. The tunnel ends at the edge of a pit, out of which a dwarf is trying to climb, but he keeps on slipping back. The floor of the pit is covered with large ice boulders which have crashed down from a shaft above the pit. One lands on the dwarf's shoulders, and you hear wild cheers from the top of the shaft as he tumbles to the floor. The dwarf sees you and shouts, "Curse you, stranger!" That's not a dwarf voice. "Curse you, stranger! If you do not aid me, I see that you are not wearing a collar." If you wish to help the dwarf out of the pit, turn to 376. If you'd rather ignore his pleas and walk back to the junction, do we help him? Help him? I think dwarves have a soft spot in people's hearts, don't they? You lie down. You lie down and lean over the edge of the pit and tell the dwarf to grab your arm. Much to the annoyance of the spectators above, the dwarf escapes from the pit. You run together back to the junction where the dwarf turns right. You tell the dwarf that you intend to carry straight on to find the Snow Witch, as turning right will lead you back to the hall of worship. The dwarf tells you that he must escape quickly and return to the village now that he is free. He thanks you for helping him and hands you a leather bag and then runs off. But before he disappears, he turns and shouts, "Beware the white rabbit!" You open the leather bag and find a sling and 3 iron balls. You pack them away and set off along the tunnel. A sling and 3 iron balls. You've got that potion of strength if you need it, indeed. Everyone knows dwarves are Scottish. Indeed. Right, so we have stamina 3 iron balls times 3. A sling. Nice, that is going to come in handy. All right. Ooh, this looks like, is it Richard O'Brien from, is that his name? Balls of steel, indeed. Explosive marbles. Also, did you notice there that we liberated 1 prisoner? Did you notice that? It's Tim the Enchanter. The tunnel through the glacier soon leads into the mountainside itself, and the walls change from ice to bare rock. You enter a large cavern, which has 3 other exits leading from it. One to your left, one to your right, and the main one, carved as a giant skull lying directly opposite. Ooh. As you enter, an ugly robed man steps out of the mouth of the skull, holding a glass prism in his outstretched hands. He commands you to turn back, as only the Snow Witch's personal servants are allowed inside the mountain. What's your favourite colour? Green is my favourite colour. Let's carry on here. If you have a magic flute, this bloody magic flute, it keeps coming up. I haven't got one. You may attack him with your sword. Let's do that. The ugly man sneers as you draw your sword. He rubs the prism, and suddenly 3 identical images of himself appear. They walk towards you. Each one has a dagger raised in his right hand. 2 of the images must be illusions, but which will you strike with your sword? Will you strike the man to the left, the middle, or the right? Left. Middle. Left. Right. What should we do? Left. The illusion laughs out loud as your sword merely cuts through one of these images as his dagger plunges into your shoulder. You lose 2 stamina points. If you're still alive, the illusionist withdraws his dagger, and his 3 images prepare to strike you again. You decide to swipe your blade across all of the images in an attempt to strike the real illusion. Oh well. Unlucky. Oh my god, this guy, I'm down to 16 stamina. Once again, your sword fails to find its mark and the dagger cuts into your sword arm. You lose 2 stamina points and 1 skill point. In desperation, you hack frantically at the 3 images that lunge at you with daggers drawn. If you're still alive after this. Oh my god. Left, but in a sweeping motion to hit them. In desperation, you hack frantically at the daggers. 3 images, oh no. How many times? I mean, honestly, even if I'd had 10 luck, it wouldn't have mattered. Oh god. No. You swing your daggers at one of the illusions. You feel a glimmer of hope as a dagger appears to connect. You smile quickly. Your smile quickly fades as the dagger passes straight through. Lose 1 luck point. I've got 1 luck point. No! Once again, your sword fails to find its mark and the dagger cuts into your sword arm. You lose 2 stamina points and 1 skill point. In desperation, you have frantically the 3. It's the same one. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god. I'm never going to do this. I've only got 1. I've got 0 luck. Oh, for God's sake. I have to use my potion of strength once we get to a certain point. I can't lose any more luck. What? It's like the panic cascade in Aliens RPG. What did I say about that fortune potion? Oh, Mark. Oh, my God. How? I can't roll under my luck, though. My luck score is 0. How'd you run away? I think you are in a feedback loop. I think I am. How am I going to... What? I can't... Oh my God. Oh my lord. How did we can't get out of it? We can't get out of it. Wow. There's nothing. This is the end. You're doomed. You're doomed. Doomed. I can't believe it. What? I mean, what? Oh my god. Is this like some legendary loop that is... You just cannot get out of it? I'm just going to die. I mean... Wow. This is crazy. Your quest and your life end here. I'm just going to do it until I run out of... Wow. That is outrageous. That is disappointing. I can only assume this is the same. With the physical book, you just cheat and say you did it. You can't do that here. It's the land's dead. Here we go. See what happens. If you do not survive, you are dead. You've succumbed to your quest to find the crystal caves and locate the treasure of the Snow Witch. Wow. That's outrageous. That is... How disappointing. How disappointing was that, eh? Gordon Bennett. It's like an infinity loop. I was never gonna beat it. Luck test double ones, nah problem. I think it was pages 190. You got further than I usually did, says Johnny. Yeah, there he is. There's the guy. You can see him. He's in there. You can attack him with your sword. 156. Strike the man on the left. I think that's maybe where I went wrong. If I strike the man on the left, it's 307 in the middle. Yes, it's the man on the right. 232. I think it was yeah. I used to have Creature of Havoc, but it was a weird story. It was a weird story. It was a flipping amazing story. You can see that there are others here. What I might do is just get us through to that stage again, maybe another time. I don't know. Did people enjoy that? Was that quite nice to do? We do it every now and again. It's quite nice to do something like that. The Freeway Warrior, Freeway Fighter, I want to do at some point. Well, it's coming up to 2 hours for the stream, so maybe a good... Yes, you're right, Daniel, and we will be calling it a day there. But you never got a chance to choose your attack. Yeah, chance. That was fun. It was fun. Cool. It was cool, different. Good. Thank you. Temple of Terror and Sword of Samurai were my faves. Nice. Yes, it was a great time though. Well, that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's kind of just meant to be a bit of a... We died in the snowy waste. It's the winter here, and I thought that would be kind of appropriate. But always walk left, but attack right. I think that's definitely a good principle to have. Well, I definitely know which one to attack next time. Have you seen the Game Found Martin Wallace game based on the books? Yes, I have, Daniel, and I have to admit I didn't really like the look of it. I think it was, I don't know, something about it didn't quite catch my imagination. Not to say that it wouldn't have been a good game if I'd given it a good go, but wasn't enough to draw me in, because it was originally on Kickstarter, but it didn't fund, as far as I'm aware, a card game. I think you're right, Lars, Jeff. I'll remember that, definitely. Didn't seem to have much replayability. Prestige, yeah. I think that taking something like this and making it something else is a really hard thing to do. Like the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Don't like this cover they've got on there. But they made that into a board game, and it was never quite as good as the book itself. Just for example. So, yeah, we'll. I don't know. And maybe it's moved away from the original creators, Ian Livingstone and Steve Jackson. Maybe that's something that they could have done, but maybe they wouldn't have been able to do it as well. I don't know. Bubba, have a Merry Christmas. All the best to you people. Perhaps talk to you next year, Toby. It was good little version of Blast from the Past. Be well. Bubba, you take it easy, my friend. Do listen to that nurse, all right? Fair enough. I backed it. Fair enough. I backed it too. Can't quickly find that fight in the book I have. Oh well. I'm guessing it's the same as the app, though. It is the same. I just saw it in here. It's 190. No, not 190. Yeah, 125. There he is, 125. Maybe a card game with choices to give you freedom to choose. Yeah, maybe. Hi, Toby. Blaine! Where did you find those fighting fantasy games? This is on Steam. So if you get a Steam account, just type Fighting Fantasy in the search and you'll find it there, Blaine. Good to see you. Merry Christmas, James says. Happy holidays. Enjoy family time, Toby. See you next year. Yes, I will be back. Well, what time, what date? I'll be back when I can. When's next Thursday? Is that? So what's the date today? The date today is the 22nd. So maybe I might be back before the new year. So yeah, Thursday next week. Um, 27th. Yep. So Thursday's the 29th. Next Thursday is a normal working day. So I will be back on here to talk about some 2D6 Realm. Maybe we'll look back at some highlights from the year. Maybe we'll do some sort of highlights thing. That sounds like a good idea. We'll do that. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas. No, booked it off. There you go. Nice one, Nigel. Enjoy your holiday. And yeah, brilliant stuff. No, I'll be posting another update on Monday. Monday? No, probably not Monday. What is Monday's Christmas Day, isn't it? I think it's Christmas Day. Yeah. So I probably won't be posting on Monday, but I will definitely be posting later in the week before do my Thursday update as normal. Ah, nice. I'm off to play test my Xmas Santa workshop lair. Nice. Good night to everybody. Yep. Bye, Daniel. Happy Christmas. Happy holidays, everybody. And let me just close this down. There. Sweet. Good. Okay, guys. Take care. If you've got any questions or anything like that you want to send me, do email me. If you spot anything or have any ideas, let me know as well. Guys, take care. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And I will see you very soon.